Hello, everybody. I'd like to call the Dover Select Board meeting to order on Tuesday, August 4th, 2026 at 6:30 p.m. Public comments. Dan.
The Dover Historical Society had a record for selling 50 pies in less than 2.5 hours. From the wonderful parade and also the whole event. It was very successful, especially in town. Saw more people in town than ever. However, we had an event that was timed with the kids and at the captain's area there. And we didn't have, had like 5 kids, and I want to apologize to the highway department and the fire department for bringing their equipment there and it not happening. But it was a great event, even though our end didn't work out that well.
I went to touch a truck and there were kids that would come through with the parents and then they would leave. I mean, so it was just, that's how it went. But so there were definitely some kids that touch a truck. So. Any other public comments? Okay, the next is additions and deletions to the agenda. I need to add something to the agenda. It's about the town hall user agreement, and I'm gonna put that where the C is under other business. And that has been struck from this meeting, so that will come up after the brief well project update. Okay, moving on to anything else there? Okay, moving on to economic development, event applications on Vermont Rides.
Yes, so third weekend in October, the kids off will be bringing back some rides. We have Andrew and Aaron here to answer any questions you have, but they are looking for $1,729.20 for an event.
I'm sorry, did you say event program?
You have that program coming.
Okay.
It's the budget sheet, so the full budget is not paying us what it's at.
Oh, I see.
The little
Thank you.
Yeah.
I just on the first page.
Yeah, it is kind of hard to understand, but yes. Any questions? Yes, Patrick.
I was wondering if Andrew and Aaron just share a little more about the event. Sounds like a really interesting event.
Sure. Where would you like me to start?
Well, tell us a little bit what it is. I mean, this sounds like a great getting on back and waiting more.
So we started this last year. It's a mountain bike event. We had about say 15 participants. We had about down here somewhere, I'm sure. We had 12 different sponsors, including Lawson's, Bit Viper, Cadett, Crank Brothers, all well-known mountain bike and Vermont companies. We rode for 2 full days using Horseshill, Crosstown, as well as Stratton Town cars. This year, we're going to modify that a little bit. Pretty much focus on Horseshill as much as we can. A lot of great riding. We're doing awesome work in there. And yeah, we're hoping to grow the event, grow it, increase attendance, and with the goal, long-term goal, of turning this into something of a Southern Vermont mountain bike festival. If we can bring a festival into town, I think that would be decent.
I like how you're thinking. That's what I was going for.
There are mountain bike festivals all over the state.
Yeah.
We should bring one to town.
Okay. Thank you.
Other questions? I assume the economic department supports this event.
Yes, very interestingly, Gordon and I were going through some paperwork and found the last mountain bike festival snow in 2009.
Yeah.
We found some paperwork, so it would be really great to keep growing this event to bring shine to them. So.
Anything else? Somebody want to make a motion?
I make a motion that we authorize the Economic Development Department to fund Southern Vermont Rides in the amount of $2,007. Oh no,
No,
That's not it? Oh, I thought that was the request.
That's.
it's
I
next
mean,
night.
we're not gonna say no.
Okay. I know. No,
And if you had said this.
okay. All right, in the amount of $1,729.20.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I tried to give.
A brief update on the well
I
project.
have some
Oh, the-
Oh, I'm sorry, DTAP,
That's okay.
sorry.
The
No, right.
2026 DTAP program application, this has generally, since we started it, been for application in September. I have not changed anything, and the program guidelines, what's more, other than dates, for this year, so, they to have that open to the state in September 1st.
Comments? Yes, Patrick?
How many of these, I guess, grants do you give it a typical year?
I think last year we had 5, so this is the 3rd year. Each year we get a few more, and you can only use it for each category once.
Correct.
So it's not something they can apply for every year for each thing.
Thanks.
Other questions or comments? Hearing none, does somebody want to make a motion?
I make a motion that we approve the updated DTAP program application.
Second.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
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 aye,
Okay,
Thank you.
so now we're gonna talk about the town hall security deposit. Oh, sorry, I'm all over the place. Other business.
Okay.
Jim first?
Yes, so, yes, this is a request from Jim McDevitt, and Jim has asked, it said it was fine for Sarah to read this into the record.
To the Dover Select Board. At the July 21, 2026 Select Board meeting, Rick P. Harrington, representing the unincorporated town of Somerset, requested that the existing memorandum of understanding, MOU, be renewed for another 2 years and again offered the traditional stipend of $250 per year. During this discussion, Joe Mahoney suggested increasing the stipend to $1,000. Given the absence of any apparent justification for an increase, I believe this proposal merits closer examination. The unincorporated town of Somerset currently consists of approximately 18 camps and 3 homes, with only 4 permanent residents, 3 of whom are registered to vote in Dover. According to Town Clerk Andy McLean, only 3 transfer station permits appear to have been issued to Somerset property owners. Somerset's financial impact on Dover is negligible. The limited use of the transfer station and the minimal administrative cost of providing a polling place for 3 voters amounts to little more than a nominal expense. Considering Dover's 2026 municipal budget of approximately $5.15 billion, it is difficult to justify seeking an additional $250 per year from Somerset, let alone increasing the stipend to $1,000 or $500 per year. History also offers some perspective. In 1858, Dover annexed a narrow 2-mile wide strip of Somerset known as the Handle, which contained valuable agricultural land. Perhaps 168 years later, Dover has an opportunity to acknowledge that shared history by demonstrating a spirit of goodwill and neighborliness. Accordingly, I respectfully propose that the Select Board return the $500 stipend received on July 1st, 2026 for the 2-year MOU renewal and approve future renewals of the existing MOU at no cost to Somerset, provided the agreement remains otherwise unchanged. In practical terms, Somerset's use of Dover's transfer station is so limited that a transfer station attendant reportedly was unaware that Somerset residents and property owners were even eligible to use the facility. More importantly, the principal service Dover provides to Somerset is serving as a designated polling location, charging an annual fee in connection with providing 3 citizens with the opportunity to exercise their constitutional right to vote is difficult to justify, particularly when doing so imposes virtually no measurable cost on the town of Dover. I respectfully ask the Select Board to consider this proposal and continue the long-standing cooperative relationship between our neighboring communities in a manner that reflects fairness, fiscal responsibility, practicality, and goodwill. Signed, Jim McDevitt.
Questions, Jim, do you have anything to add?
actually, I do have a follow-up. when that land was transferred to Dover. The reason behind it, as far as I can determine, was that it was difficult for the people on that handle area to get to Somerset to go to town meeting. So voting was an issue in that time frame. Being an unincorporated town, they certainly need a place to vote. One of the things that struck me, and if you don't mind, this is, the original land that was transferred, there's an overlay to the current Dover map. And that 2 mile strip of land is among the most valuable of all of Dover now. We should be thanking them every inch of the way.
Joe, do you have something to say?
I have a lot to say, but I don't know how to say it so eloquently. I like that our representative is here tonight. So I just want to make sure the facts are clear. There's only 3 residents in Searsburg. 4 residents for Somerset, 4 to Somerset.
3 homes, 2 of the residents live in 1, yeah.
So it's not even 4 households,
3 homes, 4
3 households,
residents.
4 residents.
Husband and wife, 1 home, and the other ones are single.
And how many homes are there total in the community?
There are 3 homes and 18 camps, 39 total properties in Somerset. We run a budget of 147,000. As compared to 515. I know that doesn't really enter into this equation, but it kind of shows you, you know, it's not a very wealthy town.
Yeah.
Again, there's 3 people registered to vote. And speaking with Andy about the financial impact on those 3 people voting is virtually non-existent. And probably if you look at the practice, you know, the $250 is not a whole lot of money. But there's $80+ for each individual to come to vote. And I don't think it's a practical matter. The biggest service they get is a place to vote. And I don't think the town should receive, although it was certainly offered by Somerset. I don't think a stipend is necessary in order for those people to vote.
He was
Who was
first,
up
he was first.
Patrick.
I have 3 questions. And maybe you can answer them.
No problem.
Police protection, fire protection, where do you get those from?
We don't get that.
You don't
That was, I was trying to go back and just remember what year it was we started off with the MOU. I wanna say it was 2020, 21. But at that time, we had fire protection, voting, transfer station, EMS from the town of Wilmington. It was sometime in that same period where the state of Vermont was asking all towns to come up with a written memorandum of understanding of any agreements you have as neighboring towns or maybe just town to town. So there wasn't this, oh, he said that, she said that, we want it right. So I said, okay, that's a good idea. I went to Gloucester, Gloucester came back with theirs. We had one, Gloucester and Shasbury have an agreement. So I said, we better go over and get one with Wilmington. And I asked them for a MOU and they come back and said, well, we already supply fire and EMS for $3,000 a year. We will continue to give you that and voting and transfer station, the same amount. but it'll be an 8% increase every year from now on. And basically, I told them to take their hat and shove it.
Got it. Second question, do you pay, you don't pay property taxes in Dover?
I'm
You
sorry,
don't pay property taxes in Dover, do you?
no,
No, okay. Third question, this is $250 a year. Is it a stress, is it a strain on the people in that small group to come up with $250? Is it a material strain?
let's put it this way, when I have a yearly meeting, which I do every year.
Yep.
The biggest concern is the town road. $80,000 of the 147 is all in roads. And so every time I say, well, I gotta pay the Wyndham County tax of this, I got Wyndham County Regional Commission, they got enough, you know, it just all keeps adding up to the point where there's nothing left. And we got a road that still isn't worth the damn even after all the 90,000, so honestly, I think it's a stretch for any amount of money for them citizens over there. Truthfully.
Sarah,
I'd like to make a proposal. Rather than give the money back, because I don't like the idea of giving money back. What if we rewrote the MOU from 2 years to 5 years, made it $100 a year instead of $250 a year? And I'm actually, I'm looking at you, but I'm actually asking the board because they're the ones that have to vote on it.
I still have some questions for Phil.
okay, Joe has another question? Boot?
So. It's my understanding, but maybe I'm incorrect. That are the windmills in Searsburg?
I think they are here for that.
So here's the person.
Some stuff. Oh, this is all the way up the road. Sorry. Okay, so it's an unincorporated town, right? That's not
Unincorporated, it was incorporated up to 1937. When they disbanded for political reasons. But it was incorporated one time, just like Dover and every other town in the state of Vermont. It had its own charter and everything.
Do they have like a town common area or any type of thing like that?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Jim,
They do have a nice graveyard over there.
They do.
okay, that sounds like a highlight.
Yeah.
Um,
So you're just representing those like couple residents in town then, basically?
I represent the whole town. I'm the supervisor appointed by the governor.
Oh, right. And we're glad.
There are only 2 unorganized towns in Vermont. And like I said, at one time, they were incorporated. And everybody said, well, we got more up north. No, those are fuels, excuse me, those are glorious, those are grants, they're different.
Jim,
Actually, I think Sarah's idea is somewhat reasonable, but again, I do not see why the town needs to have a financial windfall. Those 3 people voting.
Sarah,
I would argue that it's not a windfall. But I don't think there's anything wrong with there being some financial compensation. I think it's lovely that they gave us that land 168 years ago, but I think, you know, that I would count as water under the bridge at this point. And I'm happy to amend my suggestion to something no longer term than 5 years. I just don't think 0 is the right.
Jim,
Would Sarah consider 10 years
Sarah would.
accepted?
Well, neither you nor I can make that call, right? He can't make that call. These 5 people together have to.
so
I get that.
I have a question. Ricky, are they using our transfer station? Are you aware of that?
And now we're aware of them using the voting booths even.
Because where would they be depositing their trash if they don't come bring it over?
That's a good question.
Yeah, that's,
Well, Andy said the permits were issued to Somerset residents.
yes, I know, but Jim is saying it's a 40-mile drive round trip to come to the Dover transfer station.
So,
Unless they're coming here for other stuff.
yeah, I just
Yes.
answer that question. I don't know what they're doing with it, I don't know if they're bringing it here or not, but Wyndham County. Transfer station in Brattleboro is, I'll say, the home for everybody. So that's where we technically should be going, is probably to Brattleboro. I think it's tough enough, we're going here, talk about going to Brattleboro.
Okay, Joe,
So that brings up a good point. So they do have access to a trash.
Sure.
There's a lot of unknowns that I'm getting out of this discussion. Number one, we don't even know if any Searsburg residents have even purchased a dump truck.
No,
Somerset.
3 have purchased the transfer. According to Andy,
Or and
which means 100% of the houses, because if there's 2 people living in one house, they're not each gonna have a transfer ticket.
so the $250 is for the transfer station
And voting.
and voting. So now, in light of what I have learned, and Jim has done beautiful research. In light of what I've heard, there's only 3 residents using this. I say that we still stay and go with the 10-year agreement. I would be fine with it. If that is all we're gonna have, and we still need to relook at it for some reason, if all of a sudden it becomes 100 residents, which we don't know, which may not happen or not, we should revisit it. That's my only thing. Who knows what 10 years? So we do 10 years for $50 and all of a sudden we have some sort of big boom. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
So that's my concern. I'm not against it. Right now, what I would prefer to do, and I don't really, the voting is not a big deal. I believe everyone should have a place to vote. If I was to do anything, I would prefer to give back the money and just have them pay twice as much for their dump fee, which would save them a lot of money the next time. Okay, so that approach. Well, I'm just saying, it makes more logical sense that they're paying for the service they're using. It's a monetary, they're helping us a little bit more. When Mr. McDevitt said that there's no reason our dump cost has come up. If they're just going there for recycling, we pay for the recycling. So I don't know how much they're utilizing. So it's just a very small fee. The voting, I have no problem with the voting, everyone should have a place to vote. And I get that, so that is what I have to propose to the board. Of actually giving back, now I was not aware how many people, I just look at these things. I did not do the research, there was only 3 people and a bunch of camps that they can still sign up to. And if the camps wanna sign up, it would just be double, but I don't know, you're kind of the representative. I don't know if they wanna even do this, or they don't even know, or what type of thing, so that's the thing, we're discussing this. You know, so, I don't,
Jim,
No,
I think Joe's being a little bit facetious on the dump passes and the tipping fees. Because if my memory serves me correct, when the select board was discussing the tipping fees, you were an advocate for the contractors paying less for their dump pass.
no, I was not ever advocating for that. But again, I think there should be a monetary, in order for someone from another town to come use our, excuse me, maybe it's just the double resident would be basically whatever the contractor rate is what they would pay for the 3 years. I'm trying to come up with a resolution. I appreciate this, Jim, but this is way too many years ago. I appreciate this research, but that's just way too many years ago, type thing to look at. And my thing is, and lastly, is if we start opening up and just giving things for free, what's to say the next town or some other towns, like, hey, look at Dover does this, maybe we can go and do the same. We have to have some sort of monetary fee of extra. For whatever services are used within our town by another town. That's bottom line in my opinion, so. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I'm. My biggest concern is the precedent, Jim. It's not a lot of money. It's just not in terms of our operating budget. This sets a precedent. Dover taxpayers pay to fund the operating budget of the town, and they pay much more than this. And I'm not disparaging in any way that, you know, the needs of the people of Somerset. I just think as select board members of Dover, I just don't think this is a lot. It's not a lot for us to ask. We can tweak the amount. I just kind of feel like, you know, what we signed was fine. I thought it was minimal, and it was just, you know.
Sarah?
So if I'm understanding everything correctly, we basically have two proposals on the floor. One is give back the money and charge them double for their dump fee. The other is revise the MOU to a 10-year instead of a 2-year. Was that? Or do
Just
not,
leave it.
or option C, do nothing.
Yes, Mr. Hill.
Clarification, I know you're talking about, you know, you gotta be concerned about so many people over Somerset coming over here and, you know, just overrunning town over that.
I hope we have that problem.
Okay, yeah, shame on all those people over there. When I do the town meeting every year, I try to give them different pieces of paper, different bits of information. If nothing more to make it look like I'm doing my job, I guess. I can propose the budget. We talk about it. One of the biggest items, of course, is the road. It's, you know, 90,000, it's huge compared to only 147 intake. So one of the things you said though, that I gotta clarify, and that is either town may terminate this memorandum at any time. So I walked out that door and for some reason you people said, oh, well, we had 10 more people come in last night. Oh, Rick, get your butt back over here. We're gonna have a little conversation. It's in the mail. So I don't see this, that's ever gonna happen. And you know, the bottom line here is it is kind of tough to come over here every 2 years and just say hi. But I like it. That's why I'm back here again tonight. I could have done it by Zoom, but I really like to face you people. You've been good neighbors. I'm not really complaining. But I do think Jim's got a real good point. I mean, we are talking negligible. Glastonbury has 4 people told. We go to Shasberry. You know, they don't even know. They think we are Shasberry. That's how much we are tied together. I know it, you know, but you said set the president, well, there's the president, it's been said, not in this town, but at least someplace else. So it's,
Okay.
I really wouldn't wanna see the money given back. We've gone through the whole dog and pony show, we've signed on a dotted line for the next 2 years. But I do think that because of your comment, when I walked out, if you couldn't see the look on my face, you weren't looking at me. I was kind of in awe, kind of shocked. What the hell's this all about? Times that tough in Dover?
Let me speak, okay?
But
I have stuff come in front of me. I know I've seen it before.
Yeah.
I just told you, honestly.
Yeah.
I didn't know how many people use the dump.
Yeah.
So how do I know? All I know is that our transfer fee, pricing and everything has gone up probably 40% in the last 2 years. So all I'm looking at in my mind is trying to do the best for my Dover taxpayers petitionally, okay? If I had known it was 3 people, and if I remember, because you just came in quick, we just out the door, right? And I don't remember, then I kind of, you know, my little brain up here doesn't remember everything. Has a lot going on. Then when you brought that up, you know, now I'm like, yeah, we shouldn't, as you can see. But I didn't get educated, okay, from you that time, okay? So again, don't be mad at me. I needed the education a little bit more that I wouldn't have said something, maybe. I like that. Maybe We should add a different solution.
I've sat in those seats before. You
Yeah.
have to issue responsibility for the citizens, I understand, I'm not. mad.
Yeah. I'm just saying, that's where it comes from.
But I do think this is a conversation worth having, and what I'm saying is, we got a contract, we already paid you, let's not play with it. Let's get on, let's finish this negotiation, what we're gonna do for the future, maybe we can do a 5 or 10 year contract, and you won't be bothered by me so much.
I still invite you every week.
Okay, I think we've discussed this
To death.
yes. I would like to have somebody make a formal motion.
I make a motion that we revise the MOU with Somerset to reflect a 10-year term as opposed to a 2-year term, with the money paid being applied over the 10-year period.
Second. Anything else? Please no.
But wait,
But we can discuss it if there's some sort of issue, so it's not like I said.
All in favor?
Aye. And I would just point out that
I
what
was
you
gonna say, I
said,
still wanna see you every 2 years.
yeah, we still want you.
No, thank you.
At least every 5 years.
Right, but the MOU, as you said, has a clause where we can,
Yeah.
so if all of a sudden your population booms by 300% or 1,000%, we can call you over and say, maybe we need.
No, that's, all these MOUs are set up purposely like that, because things do change, we all know that.
Yeah.
And that was both our ways to get out of it, we needed to. May I ask that, did that revise this thing? And email it to me?
So, okay, so I'm confused now, so I thought we were sticking with the agreement we already signed.
So
No,
we're changing
we're
the term.
Extending it.
We're
10
changing it to 10 years.
Oh, so this agreement is changing now to 10 years.
Yes.
Okay.
5
yes.
foot tall,
Yes.
how about 10?
And then we can sign it at our next board.
Right, I mean, you don't need me here to sign,
No.
I don't need me here to sign it, you
No.
can email or
Yeah,
me.
it's fine.
I feel very comfortable. But I might still wanna come back over in a couple weeks, so we'll see.
We're not like that.
I like the vibe. I do.
That's very nice.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming again.
Thank you very much, I do appreciate it, and no, I'm not mad at you or anybody else.
No, I'm just telling you, I like, yes, you
I
guys.
get it.
And Jim, thank you for your efforts. And I hope this is closer to what you want.
Envision.
One last thing,
Yeah.
good solution. I'm happy with it. Thank you.
You're good for 10 years on that. It's nothing dramatic changes. Cool. All right.
I'll be back.
Okay.
We look forward to it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All
Okay.
right, thanks.
Good night.
All right. Now we're gonna move down to a brief update on the development project progress. Jeanette,
Jeanette's here getting grayer every year.
don't say that.
Well, that's just because of the weather.
Yeah, well. I should probably start with, this is only Tuesday, but Monday and Tuesday have been quite chaotic. With the library daycare building. And that may or may not have something to do with the well project, it could be related but, Monday and Tuesday, we've had power outages at that building, which have caused both the library and the daycare to close. We spoke with Vermont Power numerous times, they indicated that it was not their concern, that the power, as far as on their end, the power was good. The power, there was good voltage showing wherever they see it, I don't know. But, so. To make a long story short, we contacted Dustin Blinsky at Danda Electric, it was awesome, he came. And they weren't even working on Monday and he was able to send one of his guys over there. Appears to be a problem with the breaker. Which, given the age of the building, it's an old breaker panel or whatever it is, I don't understand any of this stuff, but. It's not handling the increased power
Juice.
due to the well and the water storage, etc. So. Again, it went out today, he was there yesterday afternoon, got the power back on. But then the same thing happened again this morning, so, again, both places, had to close. Because there was no water, eventually, the pump runs dry because they can't power up. And that caused water issues at the town hall as well, because it's all connected, so. Eventually, we figured out, Dustin figured out that it just, that box needs to be replaced. And I guess it's on the pole, which is outside the building. So. His intent is to get that done tomorrow. He was very accommodating, knowing the situation, especially with the daycare. And so he is hoping that he can get that accomplished tomorrow. He has to coordinate with Vermont Power, obviously, to shut the power off while they change this out. So hopefully that will happen. The kids in the country had already decided that they'd close again for tomorrow. The library is going to open, and they also, unfortunately, they have an event scheduled. Their History in the Baking is scheduled at the town hall in the afternoon. So we're all hoping this all comes together so that they can at least have that. I mean, there's still power to the town hall. It's just a question of, water.
Can't flush the toilets.
Right, so that could be an issue. So hopefully we'll get that all straightened out. So that was that.
Yeah, and the bill that came in was for
Yes, Cushing, and
Cushing, yeah.
I spoke with Bart Cushing about this whole issue as well. He didn't see the connection between the two things, but I think it's just a question of the age of the equipment that that we're dealing with, so I think we can work that out. As far as the well, they're about 90% complete. There is an invoice there from Cushing as to what's been finished so far. He is currently waiting for an alarm light lens that will be in place, and hoping that will be done within a week or so. And then after that, of course, before it gets all fully functional, our engineers have to come out and do a site visit and make sure everything has gone according to the plans that they had put together. So it's all going in the right direction. This was just a little glitch in the process, but yeah, so. There's a lot more I can say, but I don't.
Thank you, Jeanette.
But there's a lot of, that they've done testing. Bart did a lot of testing, as well, analyzing the water, etc. Ian Schroff, who's our system operator, he's going to be involved as well. So it's all moving.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Any questions of Jeanette? Okay.
Now be sure you don't.
So the item I added to the agenda next, the town hall security deposit for an event that would happen this past Saturday, yes. And the security deposit. So I guess I'm gonna ask Jeanette to give us the synopsis of what happened when our maintenance guys went in on Monday morning.
Yeah, so there were some issues, and it wasn't only just, there were some issues in the town hall itself as far as things weren't cleaned as they should have been. Things were left somewhat in a mess in the kitchen area. What was most concerning to me, I think, was that the dishwasher was still on. And it was very hot to the touch when Dave Smith went in there, which that was concerning. So that was about it for the inside of the town hall itself. What was most concerning was the basement. Folks, and I presume it was folks who were involved in this event over the weekend, had access to the basement. Not sure why they would even think to go down there, but some things were out of place and damaged, I should say, in the office area down there. That was concerning to our maintenance guys. The door had been propped open, and I'm not sure, that's still a mystery as to how that. There's a door that goes from the inside of the town hall into the basement. Some of the election barriers that we put out, they're just. They're just like ribbons sort of that we use during elections to keep people going in the right direction, sort of. Those have been taken up out of the basement and placed at the top of the stairs. I presume to keep kids from going down there. But even just how they knew that they were down in the basement, or anyways, there's a lot of confusion about how these things came to be. But there was a lot of things that were not properly used, and the basement obviously should be off limits. There's a lot of equipment down there. There's a lot of that could be, either damaged or could hurt someone, especially children. And I presume it sounded more like there's maybe children that had been unattended down there.
And the keys were found in the
And
parking lot.
Yes, the keys to the office door, the maintenance guys have a little office down there. They usually keep the keys on the inside in the door handle. They don't normally lock it. Normally there's not any issues. But those keys were missing, and later found in the parking lot.
And did he have, are they changing out the lock?
Yes, they did change the lockout because that was before we found the keys. And so they were concerned, so they changed the lock on that office door. And from now on, they will, and I think maybe the door from the inside down to the basement had been propped open because of all the rain we've had. There was a lot of moisture down in the basement. But even still, it's not a place readily accessible, and just looking in there, it's not really a public space. Especially for children to be down there.
Yeah.
So, so there was a lot of concern about.
So the question is the security deposit of $200. So under our agreement, we have to basically inspect within 7 days. So if the user and guests have not caused any damage, the town will return the security deposit. If the user and guests have caused damage to the facility, the town may retain all or a portion of the security deposit. If the town retains any of the deposit, we will give written notice to users specifying the amount retained and reasons thereof. The town's remedies for damage shall not be limited to retention of the security deposit, and the town may pursue any additional remedies authorized by law to recover its damages. So it sounds like there was enough. The dishwasher is very concerning.
Yeah.
There were dishes in the dishwasher, so it was, and it sounds like there were damage. So I think that, and we don't normally keep security deposits, but this is a little alarming.
We've never had something this egregious.
Sounds more than the security deposit, exchanging the lock and so.
Sounds like more that we need to put some damn cameras up there. Unfortunate.
Well,
I spoke.
we
to you about it
discussed,
before.
I was in the office earlier. There was no sign on the door downstairs that says no entry or authorized personnel. Now, if it was kids, I don't know. And there's these other chairs that showed up down there, correct?
Yeah, the chairs is another mystery too.
There's a,
There was a ton of folding chairs that weren't there. I was in there maybe about a week ago on the weekend. in the basement. And those chairs were not there, when I came by this past Sunday. And they were all stacked up down in the basement, right as you come in from the back door, back entrance. And I thought that was odd, the maintenance guys thought it was odd. The chairs that were normally in use upstairs were all present and accounted for. So don't know where those chairs came from or why they were stacked there when they hadn't been before. So,
And our maintenance team took some pictures, we have it documented.
yes, they did.
So I guess we'd like to ask the board how they feel, because we do have to reply in a timely manner. Sarah?
I think we need to. We have to provide an itemized list of why we're keeping the money, right? We can't just say you screwed up and you owe us, we're
I
keeping it
think that
all.
we have an
Right.
we could,
So we need to itemize the cost of the replacement lock and the labor to put it in. The cost of the cleaning that was not completed. And
the dishwasher.
yeah, I don't know how you quantify what the cost of the dishwasher is. But they're,
And the propane that must have been used to heat
Well,
that
that's-
water.
right, well, I mean, those are like, I don't know how you quantify that difference, but. I think we can put some numbers to it and just say the deposit's not being returned. For these reasons and list, the lock, the cleaning, the dishwasher. And the use of material from the basement that was not authorized to be used. Like that, those are all things that are problematic. And make them come back, if they don't think it's fair, come back and try to make an argument against it. But we have to give them an itemized list, so somebody has to take on that responsibility.
Jeanette?
Yeah, no, that's not a problem. I just. We did reach out to,
The person who.
had signed the hall out for that, for the people who used it. But I
Did we
don't know
reach
that,
out to the other person, their phone number's on here?
I did not, I don't know if Ann did, I don't.
It's,
I
yeah.
don't know about that.
Sure.
So I
Yeah,
don't
that's
really
right.
have the other people's, I would like to hear their
I guess this
side of this
reserved
as well, but
by her for them.
correct,
She wasn't there.
I don't know.
She hasn't returned the call.
She hasn't returned.
I mean, I would say rather than send them the itemized list that comes out to 200 or more. Let them come back and say, here's why we think you're wrong.
Yeah.
Instead of having a back and forth while the days are ticking away for the time when we're supposed to have gotten it. Right? It's not to say we can't negotiate with them, but we negotiate from a position of having documented it first.
Yes, Patrick.
100% agree. I don't know that we need to vote to do anything.
No.
It's in Jeanette's purview.
And it may come back in front of us again. Also.
So, is there anything that you want to change about this agreement, or as
Let's,
far as, the basement, there's no mention about the basement thing. Because we've never had mentioned it before, but.
But we need, so yeah, that's the
the
balcony
access.
area and the basement are off.
Right, well, the balcony is locked, so. you
Right,
have
I
to-
know, but
And normally, the basement door would have been locked also.
can I just say, I have witnessed people stack tables in order to climb up into the balcony. Yes. I'm ashamed to say I know people who do that.
So that right of entry and termination.
so yes,
Maybe we need to explicitly say. I didn't do it, I'm afraid of heights. I've just seen it.
You've seen it,
I'm
you say, don't do
Once?
that.
I've just seen it and said,
Wow.
get
this.
down.
I've said this, please God, stop.
Okay, yeah, so I think when Patrick looked at this early before the meeting, you said, there's some changes we should make. So
Yeah.
we can do that.
Want to chat later?
I would love to.
Why don't you just write up some suggestions and give them to Jeanette?
Okay,
All right.
all right,
so-
thank you for doing that as well, we appreciate that.
Yeah, Yeah, tomorrow should be a very good. That's a,
Okay, next we need to move into the Board of Liquor Control.
Motion to go into the Board of Liquor Control.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. All right, I make a motion that we approve the following. First and third class licenses for Black Ember Grill LLC, third class license for American Flatbread. Request to cater permit for W.I. Foster LLC for event at Fairview Farm in East Dover on August 22nd from 3:30 to 8 p.m. Special event permit for Vermont Distillers Inc. for Wine and Harvest Festival on September 19th, 2026 from 10:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. And the outside consumption permit for One Mountain Park Plaza LLC DBA One Mountain. To subject to receipt of all necessary documents and fees.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye. Motion to come out of the Board of Liquor Control.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Consent agenda, we need to approve the minutes of July 21st, 2026.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of July 21st, 2026.
Second.
Dan was absent.
Correct.
Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
You're abstaining, and Dan has abstained. Now we need to approve the warrants of August 1st in the amount of $215,305.61.
Make a motion to approve the warrants of August 1st, 2026 for $215,305.61.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're to the FYIs. We have concerts in the park coming August 5th at 6 p.m., which is tomorrow night. The Lester Kings, August 9th at 2 p.m. The Jacksonville Blues Band, August 16th at 2 p.m. The Dwight Dyer Effect? What is it? Dyer. Okay. Planning Commission meets August 10 at 6:30. Primary election August 11 from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the Dover Town Hall, including everybody can count, I guess. 30 seconds. And the Dover Water Task Force meets August 12th at 5:30. And do we have any liaison reports?
Very quick. Where we stand on applications for DCA appeals, as of the end of the day, we have 15. The deadline for submission of appeals and lodging with the clerk is Thursday end of the day.
Okay, this Thursday.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Anything else? So I'd like a motion to adjourn at 7:22.
So moved.
Great. Adjourn, 7:22.